Hi, it's Felicity. So welcome back to a couple of Aussie Acres. What I wanted to do today is compare a couple of seedling kits that I've bought. One is a DIY kit that I've put together myself, and the second one is a kit that I bought from Temu. So before we get started, I just wanted to address the also my sheep want to address the issue as well. So the kit that I bought from Temu, I noticed that there's often controversy surrounding purchasing things from Temu or items from Temu. It was interesting, one of the channels that I follow, she's a gal in Canada, in Kelowna, a flower farmer, and she obviously bought some things from Temu. That particular episode was sponsored by Temu, and there was a lot of criticism about her having teamed up with Temu and bought items from that company. So I just wanted to address that because I know there's often a lot of complaints. To be honest, I haven't bought a lot from Temu, so I was a bit curious as to what I'd get. I also bought a couple of plastic, I never know how to pronounce it, cloches, you know, those dome things that you put over. I've been using soft drink bottles, but you get them to keep veggies warm or seedlings warm. And I have to be honest, when I got this as well as those items, the cloches were absolutely crushed. So they were relatively soft plastic, and completely crushed and split. So I wasn't able to use them. Whereas this, packed properly, has been absolutely fine. And I think that's been one of the criticisms of Temu. I think there have also been some complaints about the quality of the products, as well as the general working conditions for people who work at Temu. I also want to, I guess, comment on the fact that in Australia, so China is actually one of our biggest trading partners. And so, to be honest, we can't really get away from buying Chinese. Now, a lot of people say, of course you can, of course you can. Yes, I suppose you could. But for the most part, it's actually quite challenging. And products that are made in Australia are often actually quite expensive. So, you know, if you want to, especially when it comes to gardening, we often, you know, try and do a little bit of reducing of costs. So I thought, well, let's look at the DIY kit that I've put together, and some of it actually is still from China, to be honest. So I'll show you these lights that I bought in a minute, and I got those off Amazon, and surprise, surprise, they're from China as well. So let's have a look at the DIY kit first, and I'll show you the components of this kit. I've got a dog rolling around on the grass down here. Good on you, Gary. That's it. Make the most of it. Beautiful out here, isn't it? So what I've got here is a vegetable startup kit. I hadn't actually planned to buy this particular kit. That was your balls, Gary. Let's see. So here's the kit that I bought. I hadn't actually planned to buy it as a complete kit, so it's kind of DIY, but these kits actually can come separately. It's just that when I went to the shop, they didn't actually have them available. So those ones are usually about $9–10. This particular kit was actually $20. So I'll just rip off. So I won't actually be using a lot of what comes with this kit. I was really only interested, to be honest, in the lid. So we've got some little growing containers here, which I won't be using. There's always so much tape and packaging, hey? I've got 3 different kinds of seeds. I've got a tomato, cucumber, and a lettuce mix. But again, I won't be using these for this particular kit. I'm not that interested in that. So as far as the base goes, it's a fairly solid, sturdy plastic. Certainly one that could be used multiple times. So that's something that I deliberately chose that for that purpose, for that reason. So, and then you've got, this lid is also a relatively hard plastic, and you can utilise the vents with this. So overall I'm pretty pleased with that, but I mean obviously I knew what I was looking for, so and I'll show you the other bits that I have got with the DIY kit as well. Oops. So the Temu kit actually came with 2 kits, and I'll compare the prices for the both, but we'll just take one out. So it comes with a tray. Well, actually it comes with, yes, 2 trays. Oh, so many bits. So it comes with a base. This tray is definitely not solid like like this kit. The base is quite a soft plastic. It'll be interesting to see how long that actually lasts. I'm going to put these inside to make sure that they don't become weathered. So I think this will probably last longer as a result. I often find this sort of plastic doesn't last if you keep it out in the weather. So then we've got these lids. You watch it, I'll break them. Oh, and this is quite a soft plastic as well. Yeah, it's quite bendable, whereas clearly this one isn't. Now with this one, you have to put the vents together. You have to put the vents on. Is that on? This is me live trying to figure out Temu's stuff. Okay, oh, that wasn't that bad. Ah! Second one. See, whereas I didn't have to do it with this one. Not a big deal though. So this has 4 holes for each vent, whereas this one is more just an open space like that. So I've got some seedling trays that I bought separately. They came in a pack of 3 for about $7.50. And I bought these because they fit perfectly inside the tray. Now interestingly, I would say that Temu's seedling tray is actually a little bit firmer with its plastic than the one that I bought for my DIY tray. And as far as number of seedling openings goes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24 here, and 1, 2, 3, 40 here. So that'll do my head in when I go to do the same number of seedlings, or plant the same number of seeds. Okay, so with the Temu kit, it came with a set of lights. So it came with a set of 4. I'm not too sure how that's going to work. We'll see. But I can see that it has a timer and a dimming switch, which is really useful. Now I bought off Amazon these lights. I tried them out earlier, switched them on, and they absolutely completely blinded me. So I will set these up back at the house, and I'll show you what it looks like as a complete set once I've put in the seeds. So these were from Amazon. There's 2. I don't know, I think these will be brighter than these, I suspect. So it'll be interesting to see what the growth rate is. And I've also got 2 heat mats that I'll show you once I've got everything put together. I bought those from Temu as well, so just because they were cheap. So I've got them for each one. So the DIY kit has got a heating mat from Temu, and so is obviously this one. So as far as pricing goes, the DIY kit was much more expensive. So in total, it was approximately $77. This kit that came with lights and seedling trays already cost me just over $38, and I'm talking Australian dollars here. Now, these lights just on their own were $38, so they were quite expensive. I hope they work. The heat mats were approximately, so I think it was $25 for the 2. This 3-pack was $7.65, and typically you can buy I can buy one of these for about $10. So there's certainly quite a price difference. It'll be interesting to see how they go as far as how long they last. So I'll just pop the lid on. Oh yeah, that fits quite firmly, even with the seedling tray in there. I'll do the same for this. Oh, that actually fits in okay too. Okay, I'll give it to you. I've just remembered that the lights actually fit into the lid of this kit, which is actually quite savvy, I think, of Temu. I really like that. Whereas I'm going to have a little bit of difficulty placing the lights on top of this. I could stick them under here. I could also put them on top, perhaps side by side. We'll see how we go. But overall, look, I'm actually reasonably happy with the Temu kit. What I'm going to do next is put seeds in both with some, I've got a little bit of seedling mix that I'm going to mix with core, and because obviously seeds don't really need a lot of, or they don't really need any nutrition in order to germinate, but they're going to be in here for a little bit as they grow, so the seedlings will need a little something, so that's why I thought I'd put the seedling mix in. I've just noticed a couple of things, one positive, one not so great. So obviously this comes off really quite easily. This doesn't, so I'll have to be careful. I won't actually firmly place that on top. I might leave it sitting loosely. That was a bit of an interesting one. Otherwise I'm going to spill stuff. That's my problem. So on a positive note, what I've noticed is, obviously with the seedling trays that I chose, there are drainage holes, but there are also drainage holes in the Temu seedling trays as well, which is excellent. So overall, I'm actually quite happy with the Temu kit so far. I thought it would be, to be honest, I thought it would be damaged. Like the cloches that I had. I thought they were going to be crushed. I've heard lots of things about things getting crushed, and that was my expectation. So you keep your expectations low and things tend to work out quite well. So overall, I'm actually quite happy with this, with both kits. So what I'm going to do next is put some seedling mix in each of the trays and pop some seeds in, and I'm going to tell you what I've got. Oh, this is what I'm going to put in. So many things. Probably shouldn't sing on camera. I'm not that great at it. So as far as flowers go, I'm going to do some dahlias, marigolds, some beautiful sunflowers. I've never grown any of these, honestly. I've not been a flower person, mainly because I don't know why, actually. Zinnias, I wanted to see what they were like popping. I've actually got some out in the field, but I wanted to see how they would grow in here. Cosmos, the packet's already smushed, that's by me. Oh, more cosmos, and I don't know how to pronounce these, how embarrassing. xeranthemum. Xeranthemum. Does anyone know how to pronounce that? Clearly I don't. So flowers, so half and half in each. Look, this could be wishful thinking on my part, by the way. I've got, look at all the vegetable seeds I've got. My hope is that I can put in, so I'm going to do some tomato seeds. Whether or not I do all of them, probably not. Cherokee purple, I've got atomic grape. I've never grown those before, bit excited. Look at that, aren't they great? Awesome, cost me a fortune these seeds. Let's see, I've got some Savoy cabbage, crystal apple cucumber, those would be quite cute. So I would show you the pictures, but there are none. I might do a squash. You know the tromboncino, you know those funny shaped ones? Garlic chives, chili, Chinese cabbage, black cherry tomatoes, capsicum, yellow wonder, watermelon seeds. I'll definitely be trying those because none of mine have sprouted yet. Tomato, actually, I might be telling a lie. I think maybe one has. And then I've got some dwarf tomato seeds, a cauliflower all year round hybrid apparently. I'll believe it when I see it. Mainly because it gets really hot here. You know, we're getting into January, February, even in the Adelaide Hills, we're talking, you know, high 30s, 40 odd degrees, and it's just the heat over here. Can I just say, I'm just gonna do a little side note for a second. The heat and the sun over here is very intense. You know, when I've been to other countries, and I've done a lot of travel, particularly in my early 20s, and I lived in Canada for quite a long time, like for almost a decade, and I've never been in any other country where the sun could just about burn your face off. So, and look, I'm sure there are other countries, actually no. I've been to Dubai. It's not a country, I know. Just so that you are aware that I knew. I've been to Dubai, and that was in the high 40s, I think. But I've also been in the high 40s in Adelaide as well. And I remember I've only done it, it's only happened once in Adelaide during my whole lifetime from what I remember. And I was sitting in my house, so it was 48, and the sun, and not the sun, I had sweat. And I don't sweat. I'm the least sweaty person you'll ever meet. And I had sweat dripping down my face. So just to give you some context for the heat that we get here. So when I see this cauliflower that is generally a cool weather seed or vegetable, and it says all year round, we'll see. Radish confetti mix, a little bit cute. I quite like radish in salads, so that's very nice. The good old celery, and more dwarf tomatoes. Oh, I forgot a Billy Button, which is a native to something. Oh, a unique Australian native flower. I thought I'd try and chuck that in. I thought that was a bit cute. I have a lot of seeds clearly, and I probably can't put them all in here. It is wishful thinking on my part, I know. But I'm going to try, I really will. So I'm going to take these up. I'm going to plant the seeds, and then I'll show you the light setup. I've put some soil in. I haven't done the seeds yet because I'm not too sure quite what I'll fit in. So I've got all three out. The two that came with the Temu kit and my DIY seed kit. So the really cool thing I've discovered about the Temu kit is that there's actually, I'm trying not to blind you with the light, but there's actually a slot for each of the lights, which I think is quite handy and really not that hard to put in. So I think that was really good. My issue with my lighting system, oh, that's actually quite hot, is that placement is going to be an issue because it's going to either block the vents or be in a spot where the top of the vent's going to be. blocking the light. I could put them inside. I might have to play around with them a little bit and see what happens. So Temu kind of wins that little race there. I have found with the lights that I bought from Amazon, you can actually adjust the intensity of the light, which I thought was quite good. So that's 50%, whereas you can't do that with Temu's lighting. You can dim it, so I guess it's the same. That's pretty good. Okay, I'll give it points there. It's 1. So each one's got a timer. I did find that once I had put the soil in, to be honest, there was no issue with the flimsiness of the bases of these. Like, it wasn't an issue at all. So what I actually did was I took out the seedling trays and I put the soil in. I actually found the one that I chose to be quite flimsy, and it was actually hard to get it all in without it drooping. So that's how, because obviously each seedling pocket is larger than the Temu ones, and I found that it actually drooped the tray itself. So poor choice on my part. Note to self in the future. And then the Temu ones were actually really solid, so that's actually really great. So I thought this was quite nifty. Who uses that these days, that word? I don't know. Me, apparently I'm from the 1950s. Good old nifty. So with these, you can actually turn each one off or turn it on individually. So let me demonstrate. Voila, voila, or both are off. Look at that. Ha, I like that. So I'll just show you the heat mats that I've got. You watch, I might be able to get them out. I'll flip the box. I've done the video. So what I'm going to do is so each of these seedling trays will have lighting, but I'm going to put all 3 out, but one won't have the heat matting. So that will be interesting to see what happens with the growth rate with that. So each of them will have a mat except for one. So this is the mat. Oh, it's got many instructions. Oh, it's quite hard to unravel. I've not used a heat mat in a long time, only because I haven't raised seedlings in a long time. But this will be plenty big enough. So I've placed the heat mat under my DIY kit, and there's plenty of overhang, so each of the seedlings will get plenty of heat. It'll be evenly distributed. I'll do the same for this one. Obviously that 3rd seedling kit won't get the heat. It'll be interesting to see then what the differences are in the growth rate with the 3, because obviously I'm going to have issues potentially with the lighting here. This one will have more evenly distributed lighting, I would say, but then the other one won't get the heat. So we'll see in a couple of weeks how the seedlings fare. Hey, it's Felicity. So it's 2 weeks later, and I want to show you the seedling trays. So the one from Temu, the one that I put together, and a second one from Temu. I just put a whole bunch of seeds in without there being any heat, so it didn't have a heat mat. So the other 2 had heat mats, and the 3rd one didn't, but also the 3rd one, it was just a miscellaneous experiment. Overall, I found it was interesting. The plants that had the heat mats, it was almost like it wasn't worth the effort. I'll show you. So here we go, we've got the 3 seedling trays. So this is the Temu one, this is the one that I put together, and thanks Gary, and this is the other Temu tray but without heating. So these two had heating. I found them, so this is 2 weeks later. So the seeds started sprouting within a couple of days for those seedling trays that had the heat mats. The seedling tray without the heat mat took a few days extra, but wasn't too far after. So with both the seed trays that had a heat mat, I just found they got very leggy very quickly. So you can see this is a cucumber. Look how tall this one is, but they've all got a lot of length to the stems. Some have keeled over because they got too tall. And I did notice with the heated trays that tomato seeds did start popping up, but can you see they're trying to find light? So look, I wasn't actually that impressed after this 2-week period of how the seedlings really were going. And look, I don't know if I had done it, you know, just put them out after a week. I was wanting some of the tomato seedlings to sprout, and also the celery. They hadn't sprouted either. So I wanted to see how long it took. But I found the 2-week mark is just too long for those seed trays with the heat mats. But have a look. I'm going to show you the tray that's from Temu but didn't have the heat mat. So overall, I found these ones to be a bit better. They're not as leggy. I mean, these are. So this is a squash tromboncino. No tomatoes, which is probably a bit not surprising. Almost all the seedlings popped up. I've got a dahlia that didn't. Zinnias did. And look, actually, I lie. There's some tomatoes here. There's quite a few here. Just the San Marzano. There's only just one that's popped up. So I actually found the unheated tray did better. Interesting. It wasn't what I thought would happen, to be honest. The heated trays sprouted sooner, but I don't think it's worked out as well with the seedlings. Some of them are looking a bit unwell. There's even one, now this could be because I didn't water it properly, but this looks like it's just fried. And these look almost, now it could be because I didn't water that enough. That's about right for me. I'm shocking with that sort of thing. What I also found initially after about a week was the lights that I chose for the DIY seedling tray, I didn't like as much. So they were from Amazon. I actually liked the Temu ones better, which was kind of surprising because that whole setup was super cheap, and those lights from Amazon on their own I think cost me $40. So it wasn't that great. I will say though that I'll show you in a second, the trays, the top did have vents that sort of maybe blocked out the light a bit. So could that have been an issue? Possibly, but I could see that a fair bit of light was still getting through. So I don't know if it was really that. What I could do next time is experiment with those lights, the Amazon lights, and put it on the Temu cover because that's just clear, and I should be able to center those lights so that they're over the top of everything. So overall, I actually think I liked the Temu seedling tray setup without the heat mats. That's not what I thought I was going to say. I thought I was going to say my setup was awesome. I think it was more expensive. I just assumed that the Temu lights would be cheap and probably wouldn't work that well. Turns out that's not the case at all. So there we go. So here we go. Final view of the seedling trays, really looking quite dodgy. And then these ones at the back, looking pretty good overall. So the question is, will people now hate me that I've said I like the Temu seedling tray better? I think I hate me too. So I'm probably going to buy another couple of seedling trays from Temu, and I don't know that I would probably need the heat matting. I probably would be useful before the frost ends, and say I was trying to raise some tomato seeds or something. I think that would be useful to have the matting, but otherwise I actually don't think I would use it again at sort of in that early October. I mean, it was still cool here for the most part, and on the days that it was going to be quite warm, I did turn them off. But yeah, I'm actually surprised that I like the Temu one better. So thanks for sticking around. Sorry about the motorbikes, they're exceedingly loud. Oh, for heaven's sake. It's a warm day and motorbikes are out in the Adelaide Hills. Hush. There we go. All right, I'm going to try one more time. So thanks for joining me to the end. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, or you just don't care about giving me a thumbs up, that's fine too. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.